The 2021 NFL Draft's first round is officially concluded, and with all but 4 teams picking in the first round, here's my official first round grades. The Jacksonville Jaguars, B+. Doubling down on Clemson products for chemistry purposes is not a bad idea. You picked arguably one of the best quarterbacks and running backs in the draft. Lawrence was a great pick, however the Etienne pick still raises so many questions. It's the decision to go for a running back at 25 for me. They could have easily gotten better protection for their new starting quarterback, or even buffed up their defense. Not to mention they may have found a hidden gem in James Robinson, who had over 1,400 yards in his first season. Taking a running back first round right in front of James Robinson, who had a year just like that, is just disrespectful to the undrafted free agent out of Illinois State. The New York Jets, A-. The Zach Wilson pick was a great fit for the Jets, and so was the protection to go alongside with them. The only reason this isn't really an A or an A+ is the fact that they really could have taken any offensive lineman without trading up. I just don't understand why they would trade up and give up so much just for something they can get at a later pick. The San Francisco 49ers, C-. If you've ever talked to me off of my channel, you know that I'm the farthest thing from a Trey Lance fan. I see no hype around this guy and don't think that he's a top 3 pick at all. I don't see this guy succeeding as a 49ers quarterback, but as 49ers are my second favorite team, I want to see this guy prove me wrong. Atlanta Falcons, A. All in all, with the number 4 pick, the Atlanta Falcons did exactly what they needed to do. They needed to fill the hole that Austin Hooper left. They did have Hayden Hurst the year before, but he's nowhere near the type of prospect that Kyle Pitts is. Not even the Atlanta Falcons could choke a pick like this. Cincinnati Bengals, B-. Yes, Ja'Marr Chase went to college with the quarterback Joe Burrow, but this was the draft to protect him, not to go get a shiny wideout who hasn't even played it down in the NFL yet. Although Ja'Marr Chase was a complete stud coming out of college, Joe Burrow already has plenty of targets to throw to, with T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd both getting over 900 yards last season. The Miami Dolphins, B+. The draft of the Jaylen Waddle at number 6 and Jalen Phillips at number 18. Both of these prospects have good roots to the team itself, such as Jaylen Waddle, who won a national championship with quarterback Tua Tagovailoa, and Jalen Phillips, who attended Miami University, which is locally right down the road from Hard Rock Stadium. Detroit Lions, A. After making a huge blockbuster trade for Matthew Stafford for quarterback Jared Goff, all they can do is really protect him. Penei Sewell was the ideal pick in this draft, and they utilized it perfectly. Although they did pass on Heisman winner Devonta Smith, that wide receiver core looks very lackluster, probably going to be the worst in the division. They will probably address that in further rounds. Carolina Panthers, C+. I get that teams like to go local and that Jaycee Horn was a complete beast last season, but just because he went to South Carolina does not mean that you have to reach for him at the 8th overall pick. You could protect Sam Darnold, who you traded for and you think is going to be the future. Meanwhile, your centerpiece, Christian McCaffrey, needs a lead blocker when screen passing to him. It's ideal that they should have taken Rashawn Slater there. Denver Broncos, B. And the Drew Lock era continues, or at least we think. The Broncos take cornerback Patrick Surtain II from Alabama to a rather shocking surprise. They signed free agent Ronald Darby this offseason, but it doesn't hurt to upgrade the secondary in a division filled with talented quarterbacks.
End zone, touchdown.
Philadelphia Eagles, A+. They did it. They made the right pick. Let's hope they use them right. Young quarterback Jalen Hurts will work perfectly with Smith alongside sophomore wide receiver Jalen Reagor. Dallas Cowboys, A+. It's not every day that the best defensive player in the entire draft falls to you at the number 12 overall pick. The Dallas Cowboys capitalized on this perfectly and took linebacker Micah Parsons from Penn State. Micah Parsons is going to fit in perfectly with the Cowboys defense. New York Giants, C+. The only reason that I really don't have them lower than a C+ is because they got really good trade value out of their trade with the Bears. Nonetheless, Kadarius Toney is not a number 20 overall pick in this entire draft. I'm not saying Kadarius Toney is bad, he's just not the proper fit there. They have Kenny Golladay, Sterling Shepard, and Darius Slayton. There's no need for another receiver there, and his role will be very limited. Los Angeles Chargers, A. A lot of people contemplate Rashawn Slater being the best tackle in the draft, even over Penei Sewell. I don't personally buy that, but Rashawn Slater at 13 is a complete steal. I expected the Panthers to take him, but falling right into the Chargers' laps, that's the only thing they really could have done. That's an A for them. Arizona Cardinals, D-. No mock drafts really had him going in the top 20, let alone going 16th to the Arizona Cardinals. A lot of wasted potential with this pick, but let's hope that Zaven Collins does better than the pick portrays him to do. All in all, this pick looks like they're going a different direction of what they tried to do with Isaiah Simmons last season. Maybe they're just trying to rebirth the false hope that they had with him. New England Patriots, A. Not only did they not have to trade up, but they also got the quarterback that they wanted. Mac Jones is perfect quarterback to fit into Belichick's system. I expect him to do good things. However, he might have to learn from Cam Newton, who has a completely different play style from him. Let's see how this one goes. Las Vegas Raiders, D. The only reason I'm not rating this one a D is because I actually think that Leatherwood was pretty underrated. Did they address the position that they needed? Yes. Was it the wrong pick? Yes. Was it a good pick? Not at all. I really think that the Raiders screwed up this one, and this is Gruden's yearly reach again. I expect him to do it in the later rounds too. Washington Football Team, C. This one's lower more because of what it could have been instead of what it was. They could have got so much more on the board, but they decided to go with someone who's like, yeah, he's good in coverage, he's good rushing the quarterback, but in the end, like, they're so much better on the board. C for the Washington Football Team. Indianapolis Colts, A+. This pick surprised me the most. I did not expect Kwity Paye to fall this far. Falling this far just screams A+ for me. The best edge rusher in the entire draft, in my opinion, falling all the way down to 21. The Indianapolis Colts capitalized perfectly on this, getting themselves a steal and an A+ for my grading. Tennessee Titans, A-. The only reason this is not an A is because I really expected the Titans to make a move for Kwity Paye. Losing Jadeveon Clowney leaves a big hole on the right side of the edge. Something like Kwity Paye would have really helped them out. Nonetheless, Caleb Farley fills the second biggest need, which would be the cornerback spot. Desmond King and Adoree Jackson both left the team, so depth is very much needed in that secondary. Expect Farley to play that role. Minnesota Vikings, A+. I wouldn't even call this a good play by the Vikings. It's just them waiting. They waited enough for Darrisaw and let them fall right into his lap. The teams above them really played their cards wrong. Gave the Vikings an easy A+. Pittsburgh Steelers, B+. Najee Harris, I've seen him grow over the years, and he has been consistent as it comes. Me personally, I'm not a big fan of taking running backs in the first round, but if there was any running back for them to take, I'd give it to the Steelers with Najee Harris. He should be good. Cleveland Browns, B. Newsome was one of the highest rated cornerbacks coming into the draft. I just think that the Browns had a little bit more to prioritize this time, but with a full depth field team, they can upgrade almost anything and it would work. Baltimore Ravens, A. Another team with 2 picks in the first round. The Ravens are adding more and more depth to try to rebuild that 2019 team that they had. Piece by piece, they are starting to come back, and we can expect Lamar Jackson to utilize all of these weapons perfectly. New Orleans Saints, C+. To be honest, nobody really had this guy going in the first round at all. Some mock drafts had him, but not really anything. They're going to pair him up with Cameron Jordan, so let's see how this one goes. Green Bay Packers, D. Eric Stokes looks promising, but he's a guy you probably could have got with your second round pick. He's a huge reach, and he's really not needed for this Packers team. Once again, the Packers managed to mess up their draft pick. Buffalo Bills, A. In my opinion, Rousseau has a very low floor. I think wherever he goes, he's going to succeed, and getting him at number 30 is a very good steal for the Buffalo Bills. I think they found a really talented player, and they're going to utilize him very well. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, C. The Buccaneers kept every single person out of the starting 22 on offense and defense. It's really hard to find a hole on a Super Bowl winning team that kept every player. Tryon was really the only option they had to go with, and by upgrading their pass rush and their coverage, they'll be pretty good for next season. And last but not least, we have the Chicago Bears, who I gave an A++ to. Now, I don't give this such a high grade because they got Justin Fields, but it's just because they don't have Andy Dalton at quarterback anymore. The trade up, they gave up a lot. However, they got Justin Fields now. You look at his tape, he's a proven winner, and he's a great quarterback too. Andy Dalton is not. It is a huge upgrade, and it is a relief to the team that they have Justin Fields at quarterback now and not Andy Dalton. As always, thank you guys for watching, and please subscribe if you're new. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you guys. Goodbye.